All right, you guys, welcome back this week to the Love Frequency podcast where we turn pain into power. And I wanted to get on here and talk about being seen. Some people out there are afraid of being seen by others and being seen by people. So I'm here to tell you guys, don't be afraid, but stay tuned. All right, you guys. So welcome back to the podcast. So I kind of want to talk about being seen, as some people are afraid to truly be seen by people. And I want to get down to the bottom of that. What is it? Are you afraid that people may reject you because of who you really are? Or is it something that's an anxiety? Question mark. Put that in the comments. This week, I want to talk about my own two tarot cards, which we're going to have Miss I, the Seer, and also the Mirror, because I feel like this will go perfectly with what we're talking about this week. And it's not to say that what you guys are feeling or experiencing it could be a mirror. It could be your higher self reflecting things that need to help you grow. So that's why it may be a mirror. You meet certain people in life that reflect certain things to you for you to learn, for you to grow. So that is a mirror reflecting. And some people are afraid of that. And that's why they're afraid of being seen, because people see their real them. They see their real self, and they have this fear of being judged, a fear of that people won't like them. But I'm here to tell you, who cares? Because at the end of the day, who cares about what people say, what people think, and what even if they don't like you, let's just say they don't like you and they do reject you, so what? It's 5 million, it's millions and billions of people here on earth. Somebody is going to love you, and it's always going to be somebody that's going to hate what you're doing anyway. So why not just be yourself? So some people are afraid to be seen because they may fear being judged by people. But I'm here to tell you, at the end of the day, put your phone down and you ask me, go log into your bank account and you tell me how many people Cash App you or sent you some money, wire you, Venmo, PayPal, whatever. How many people sent you some money today? That includes family as well. With that being said, who cares what family think? Who cares what your friends think? Who cares what your job may think? Be yourself and stop trying to hide your truth. Stop trying to hide who you really are and let people see the real you. Because if you're not being the real you, how do you know that people are falling in love with really you? Because you're not being yourself. So if you're not being yourself, you're not being authentic, you're hiding pieces of yourself because you are afraid to be seen. How do you know the people that's in your circle really in your circle because they really mess with you? Let's think about that for a second. If you really want people to genuinely love you for who you are, you got to start being yourself. So that includes healing our inner child, healing ourselves so that we are not afraid to speak up for ourselves and we are not afraid to be our authentic self, because that's the parts that we want people to love. We want people to see us. We want people to see the real us, because you need to write this down and ask yourself, why am I afraid of others to really see me, who I really am in this life? We are in this life in a human experience that we're experiencing right now to learn and grow. So why are you not doing the best? Why are you not elevating to the best version of yourself so that people can love that? And I was speaking to a friend a long time ago, and this friend used to always be afraid to tell their family certain things or tell friends certain things or even tell a relationship, the person that they really liked or loved, that they really liked them. And I would always ask them, why not just be honest with these people? Why not just tell them how you really feel about yourself? Or, you know what I'm saying? Who cares? It all boils down to rejection. It all boils down to them being judged by them. Who cares? Did your family send you some money today? Did your family help you? Or who paid your bills last? I'm pretty sure you did. So at the end of the day, why are we so much in this chokehold where we are not being ourselves? And that includes being ourselves with family members. I feel like it starts with our family. And I think that's where a lot of us picked up that in childhood, where we messed up our throat chakra. We're not really speaking our truth because we were told based on our elders, you can't say that, you can't do this, this is wrong, that and that. You know what I mean? So you grow up into adults to limit your voice, limit what you're saying, being afraid to speak your truth because you have this fear of being judged. And it came from childhood where your parents or your family, your grandmothers, the elders, they told you certain things was wrong. And that maybe is where some of us develop that fear of speaking or of being seen. But we have to break that. If you're a healer in this lifetime, you have to break that cycle of being judged by people, because people are going to judge you regardless. But you got to think about it. These people judging you, and so many people trying to fit in with the Joneses. But at the end of the day, these are the same people that ain't helped you. These are the same people that probably haven't called you today. These are the same people that have not probably elevated you or sent you some money or paid not one bill. So please tell me, why are you afraid to really speak and be yourself? And I will tell you guys a story. It was one time at work where I ended up speaking my truth, not to the supervisor. I had my supervisor come in the meeting with me, but it was to one of the higher ups, to the chief. And it's how you deliver your message. I'm not saying go out there and be rude to people. No. What I am saying is that there's a way to deliver your message and to speak to people and to speak your truth and say, hey, I don't like that. Hey, I disagree with that. There's a better way to converse with people and have a conversation. So yeah, I brought him in a room and I brought his assistant in a room. And I basically told him that I didn't appreciate something and I felt like it was being done to limit my growth and that it wasn't helping me grow at the job. And he immediately apologized. She apologized too, because she had said something. And I had told her right then and there, I said, I don't like how you responded. And that, I didn't say hurt my feelings, but in a professional way, I just said that that wasn't really professional. And I feel like that kind of hurt my feelings in a sense. And it's limiting my growth. And she immediately apologized. She said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to deliver it in that way. What can we do to make this better? So I'm saying that to say, me personally, I don't care who you are, grandmothers, what I'm saying, I'm mentioning that because we were told when we were younger, you can't say certain things to certain people in the family. So I'm just using that as an example. But I'm the type of person that I don't care who you are. I'm going to tell you how I feel, good or bad. And I'm going to leave it at that. It's how you deliver the message. I'm not afraid to speak my truth on something. If someone hurt me or triggered me, I'm going to talk to them about it. Hey, I don't appreciate that. Or, hey, can you not talk to me in that kind of way? Or I disagree. And sometimes it's hard to really get the temperature on how someone meant it online via writing. But when you verbally communicate with people, that's why I like to pull people in the office. Hey, somebody sent the email. Boom. Do you mind if we have a meeting in a conference room so you can see? I don't want to respond via email. Let's go talk about it in a conference room so I can express my feelings and get down to the bottom of this and make sure I'm not being shaded at the job or whatever. So I'm using it as an example, but I'm saying that to tell you guys to always be yourself and always speak your truth no matter who it is, because at the end of the day, and you know what? Some people can't get fired from their job, but why would somebody fire you for speaking the truth if you're being respectful? That's what's leading up to what I'm going to say next. Some people would say that because they, in turn, are not mature enough to handle what you're saying to them. Some people are narcissists. Some people have a big ego. Some people can't handle the truth. Some people don't like people standing up to them. And unfortunately, yes, some people that's in big leadership roles will try to diminish certain people under them. Oh, you can't say that. You can't speak your truth. You can't do this. You can't. So yeah, you would get those type of people, but at the end of the day, you would feel good about yourself by just always being yourself. And my mother always taught me that. She said, no matter what the situation is, always be yourself, always speak your truth, but always be respectful. There's something that anybody has done to you, no matter who they are, older, elders, younger people, don't matter. Always be yourself. And I think that's beautiful. So with that being said, people, don't be afraid to be seen. Don't be afraid to be your real self. Being seen is beautiful. Don't you want to be with people, have friends and family? Hey, if you got to cut them off because you're being yourself, then guess what? It is what it is. I'm not afraid to be out here in the world alone. I'm alone already. I lost my mom. My mom was my anchor. So I'm not afraid if people cut me off. I'm not afraid if family, friends, or whoever cut me off, because at the end of the day, I'm alone anyway. I'm here. I'm by myself. Who called me today? Well, my nieces did. I love you guys. But yeah, my family, I love my family, but I'm just speaking to you guys that I understand that there is some people in situations where they get cut off by their family. They get cut off by a lot of people, so they're afraid. So they try to be somebody that they're not to fit in with people. They fake themselves. So you trying to impress people, they not even real. So be yourself. Don't be afraid to be seen. Don't be afraid to speak up to anybody. Even if it's your mother. So my mother always taught me that too. Hey, even if she did something wrong, hey mom, I didn't like how you did that. I didn't like how this and that, XYZ. You see what I'm saying? But some of y'all be withholding that because of what? And going back to the friend that I mentioned, I never understood why she was afraid to speak up to certain family members. Who cares? Because look at you. You live in this city by yourself, no family, but you're afraid to tell your family the truth on something because you're afraid to be judged by them. So that's my topic for this week. And then going into the cards, the mirror and Miss Ida Seer. So Miss Ida Seer is a seer. She sees the truth. She sees all. So she can see the unseen. Even when people feel like they're trying to hide themselves, you can meet me, Miss Ida. Of course, the card is named after me, but I'm okay with seeing people. I love people for who they are. I appreciate people for who they are. And I appreciate people for just being their real self and being authentic, even if some people look at it as being aggressive or being negative. Hey, where there's light, there's dark. So you have to be able to accept everything. And I think that's another thing too, where some people are so much into the light where they're afraid to show their dark side. We all have a dark side. We all have a shadow side. And that's okay to step into your power and say, look, this is me. I'm not perfect. I'm human. I'm the spiritual person. So maybe I'm answering the questions right there. Maybe people are afraid for others to see their dark side, their shadow side. And I have a card in the deck called Shadow Work. So in order to get to the shadow work, you have to really study yourself and study your shadow side, meaning I had to get to a point in my life too where everything isn't peaches and roses. Everything isn't always light and good. I was mirrored in the card, the mirror. I was mirrored back to me, the dark side of myself, potentially through partnerships, through partners. So I didn't hate them for that. I actually appreciated it because it showed and reflected to me my other half. You got the yin, the yang, the divine feminine, the divine masculine. You have the light, you have the dark. And I feel like in life, sometimes people try to steer too much into one zone and forget about the other. Think about, for example, the fairy tale. You got the good guys, but what about the bad guys? What about the ones that's supposed to be like the villains in the character? Are the villains really the villain? Or are they somebody who have been hurt too in life and they just turned that way? They're turned to their dark side because a lot of people took advantage of their light side. So it's learning how to balance that light with the dark. And it's not saying to accept anything or accept negativity from people, but it is saying that in this life, on a spiritual path, you have to be able to see, you have to be able to understand all types of personalities and say, this person did something from what we assume is negative. Maybe they have their own theory on why they acted the way that they did. And some people choose to love the good parts of people, but they forget about those bad days because guess what? No one is perfect. And it's like, no one is perfect. And it's being able to balance and appreciate and handle and maybe even help people see the light in themselves. And that's not to say tolerate stuff either, but to see everything. So Miss Ida Seer, and then we have the mirror card. So, and I forgot to also mention too, for example, when dating certain people, they were taught to, as I mentioned, be quiet, shut up, don't be so aggressive, don't say certain things because that may trigger certain topics or people may not like you, this and that. And it's so funny because someone a long time ago made a comment on my Facebook or something like that. And they said, oh, you shouldn't say certain topics because it can cause arguments because people may disagree with you, da, da, da. Listen, you on my Facebook page, you on my friends list. If you got a problem with anything that I say, you can delete yourself. I don't care. And I'm not limiting my voice because I'm not afraid of people to not like me. Like I said, I don't care if people don't be my friend. I don't care if I lose family or whatever. I'm a good person though. I have good energy. So luckily that hasn't happened, but I'm just verbally saying that I'm not afraid of that. I'm not afraid of people seeing me. I'm not afraid of people looking at me. Wow, what is she doing? I'm not afraid of going out to the club and dancing and being the only person on the dance floor. Who cares if people watching me? Who cares if people see me? Because who cares? What are you doing? You ain't paying my bills. What you gonna do? Beat me up or something? I don't know. But it's just weird to me how not weird because I respect it. A lot of people hasn't elevated to that level yet. A lot of people are still working and healing themselves. I'm just using weird as a verbiage or whatever, but no disrespect to people. But you should be able to come to someone and have a safe space where people listen to you and you're not feeling judged or you're not feeling like you have to hide or not speak who you are. And so that's what I was basically saying to the girl. Why would I limit myself on a Facebook post so that people won't disagree with me? I want people to be all passive. Once again, everything ain't roses. So if people want to argue under my post, I'm going to not necessarily argue back, but I'm going to speak up and try to help them and explain what I'm trying to say. And that's not to say I'm going to leak my energy out there and go back and forth, but I have no problem explaining myself to people. And if you lose people, you lose people at the end of the day. Because think about it. Where are you at now in your life? Some people alone. Some people haven't gotten a phone call from their family. Some people haven't got help with certain financial obligations. But these are the same people that we're trying to impress and hold our tongue for, because we don't want them to judge us on something. So y'all got to think about that. Don't be afraid to be seen. Don't be afraid to speak up. Oh, and there was one other thing that I noticed too. So dating certain people, they were taught, going back to what I said, they were taught by the elders to not say certain things, do certain things a certain way. So when they grow up and get into these relationships, they try to control it and say, so some people grew up where they were told to shut up and be quiet and just be like live in the matrix. Don't think outside the box type. So when they get into relationships, they try to control that narrative as well. And you can't do this, you can't say that, because that's something that they were taught. And so being able to be a seer, just to see everything, visions, spiritual intuitions, and also not only that, I think being a seer is also being able to just see people for who they are and loving people for that. I see you for who you are. I love you. I appreciate you. And I have no problem with it. And I feel like everyone should come in contact with those type of people in their life, whether that's a relationship, the family, the friends, being able to be around all types of people who say, listen, I see you and I appreciate everything about you. And if you can't come in contact with certain people like that, then get rid of them. Get a new circle of people. And if you got to be the last person standing, oh, well, like I said, who paid your bills today? Who called you? Nobody. But yet you're trying to impress certain people and limit your tongue. No, open up your throat chakra. So those are my messages for today. I know I feel like I've been talking. So as y'all can see, based on the background, I am away from Hawaii, but I will be back in Hawaii. So I'm here on the East Coast, and that's my message for the week. And I hope you guys enjoy it, and stay tuned for more podcasts. Stay tuned for more messages. And I did do the Rahu versus Ketu video. I just have to upload it because I've been busy traveling and busy doing business stuff, but I did do the video. So stay tuned, you guys. As usual, I love you guys, and don't be afraid to be seen. And I feel like since losing my mother, I really 100% don't care. I do not care. And I'm not saying I don't care in a reckless way, but I'm saying that I don't care. I'm going to travel. I'm going to love. I'm going to live. I'm not afraid to love. I'm not afraid of rejection. I'm not afraid to speak my truth. I'm not afraid to move from the East Coast to the West Coast, from the West Coast to the East Coast. I'm not afraid of anything. I don't care. That's what I mean by I don't care. I respect people. I'm going to do whatever I want to do respectfully, of course. So I hope you guys get to that level of peace and love, because at the end of the day, we're all here living the human experience. So why not just be yourself? Why not allow people, friends, family, lovers to love the real you? And how are they going to do that if they can't really see the real you? Because you're hiding the real you, because you are afraid to be seen. And I know I'm going to leave y'all with this, but I feel like I keep talking, but I'm going to leave y'all with this. The one person I feel like on this earth that saw me is family, but the number one person was my mother. I feel like, and I understand not everybody have a relationship with their mother. I had a relationship with my mother. My mother was my best friend. My mother was everything. She was a great person. And those who knew my mother, they will tell you the same thing. But she was a zero tolerance type of person. She was very vocal, very funny, but she didn't hold back her tongue. If it was something that she needed to tell you, she'll tell you, hey, you ain't on the right path. You ain't acting right. Get yourself together. And that's how she taught me and my sister as well. Always be yourself. Always speak your truth. And even if I'm like, well, what about friends? Who cares? My mother would tell me that all the time. She would say, who cares about friends? She said, I'm your friend. Always be don't try to fake who you are for nobody. Now, but yeah, she was the number one person that I feel like could see me. And I feel like some parents, they just see their children in a different light. You know what I mean? When you come home, they know when you're sad. They know when you're happy. They know when you're mad. They know you without you even having to tell yourself. And there was things I feel like I would try to keep from my mom, and she just knew. And then she'll have a conversation with me. And I'm like, well, how the hell does she know all of this stuff? And I didn't say nothing because I'll come home and be happy. Oh, nothing's wrong. And then she'll talk to me. She'll tell me. But also my mother was very spiritual too. And she was a seer as well. So she's just like me, and I got a lot of my gifts from her and from my lineage. But she was like, you can't fake with her. You could try to be happy all you want to, but if it's, you have a different emotion going on, she'll tell you, hey, what's going on? How you feeling? XYZ or whatever happened today, let that go. She would tell me things that I'm like, I don't even understand how she even knew it. So I had to share that with you guys. I'm pretty sure somebody out there in this world, but they sees you too. So I say that, and I mention it to say, don't be afraid to allow yourself to be vulnerable, because that's how you really attract genuine relationships with people out here. Think of that time, whether it's your mother, what I just shared with you guys. My mother was the number one person. I couldn't hide nothing from her. You know what I mean? So that's a beautiful thing to have. Now, you can be yourself. I can have a bad day, my mother still love me. I can have a good day, my mother still love me. That to me is being seen. You don't have to be nobody else but yourself. So I think I'm done. Until next time. All right. Love y'all.